Don't let money change ya.
Okay.
Wow, I am honored about that.
Well, sorry, you can't see them right now, but we got some new people on the live stream. So we have Roderick Pullum, who's a local journalist, and then we have Everyday Tony, who was our winner last year, and then we have Alsace, who won the first year. So I can't wait to talk to her and get her thoughts on how things have evolved over the last 5-6 years. And then straight from LA, California, we have Abstract Rude. So
What up?
yeah,
What's good?
this is so awesome. Like, I'm really excited about this platform just because we're able to bring um, the world together basically and have just so many cities participate at the same time. I don't have to fly anybody into Dallas, like the stuff is pretty cool.
That's a blessing.
So, Ab, go ahead and tell us some of the things that you've been working on.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I've been working on projects with my label. And I mean, we work from home anyway in the music business. So I haven't had no real slowdown in what I've been trying to do. But yeah, just finishing up projects. We had this label sampler called Merch Madness that we put out in March. And it had songs from different albums we'll be putting out on artists. And so now I'm like into the second record of that, and about to wrapping up my new record. So I'm gonna put that out and just mashing, just putting stuff out. I got my own label, Keep the Feel, digital distribution through Alpha Pup. So we're mashing. Shout to Poetic Desire, who ended up being one of the artists that won this Master of the Mic in 2019. And so we pulled her in to try to develop a project on her. She's down. So she's on the sampler as well. So that's a little piece of Texas for you right there from y'all. So she's been working on her album. So I'm looking forward to getting that together and just getting better at learning how to manipulate the digital space with how you market and promote music these days.
Definitely. I think that's important we talked about that before you got on, just about being able to evolve with the times, because some things, I mean, everything evolves, nothing stays the same. So that's definitely a good mindset to have. Now, Everyday Tony, you were the winner of last year's Master of the Mic. Now, tell everybody kind of, and I know we touched on this on the interview that's on our page, but just kind of tell everybody how this process worked out for you as far as the first round and whatnot.
Okay, so we had to sign up, and I think it was like maybe 9 people that signed up. No, I think it was a lot more than that. My memory is not too good, but I know it was quite a few people that showed up, and everyone had an original name. Everyone had an original style. The competition was really steep. JQ Riser, his song was crazy. He had a stage presence. It's like super professional, like he's been doing it forever. You had somebody rap about anime. You had somebody else do a song about GMOs. I mean, everybody was so original. It was like the guy I think Jay before said his year everyone kind of sounded the same, but the year I did it, man, everybody was so different. Everyone had their own sound. It was so cool. I learned a lot, and I met a lot of cool guys. I networked and I keep in touch with most of those guys. I keep in touch with a lot of them, and yeah, it was a good learning experience for me. I'll say that.
Awesome. Now you have a new album coming out, right?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I can't wait for that. Are there any any other changes on your horizon? I would say shows. I know we had some shows that were scheduled, but now they're canceled. But are you missing the stage right? Hey, everybody, we're back. Again, this is definitely a test run. So awesome. All right, Abby, you're back. Now, Alsace, I liked what you were just saying kind of in our break about performing on stage. I think that's really good advice. Do you mind kind of repeating maybe some of that, or is that's supposed to remain a secret?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I was basically saying to any artist that's out there, if you hear an awkward silence, it's up to you to not make it awkward. Make a joke about yourself. Talk to somebody in a crowd, or if you're hearing, like I was telling him, what's his name, everyday Tony. I've experienced being booed before. You got to make a break it situation, so you make sure that situation becomes yours. You let them know you have no reason to boo me because I'm about to give you the show of your life. Don't disrespect me like that again, but you try to make it funny. And I find humor in a lot of situations, and that's what saved me. Just speaking on my situation at Master of the Mic, oh man, I was ready to cuss everybody out. I was mad. I was upset. I was crying. It was a lot of shit that went on behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, nobody knew. And when you take the crown, that's exactly what you expect to feel. But you have to make sure that you filled in all the gaps, even when people don't believe that you can make it. So that's what I did. Not sure if that's gonna help you, but I didn't survive this long in the beasts of the wilderness, so I got a little bit on me.
Yeah, that for sure was definitely hard to beat as far as a finale. I mean, we had DOC and Erica and Duro at Trees. We had like over 500 people. So, I kind of reached for the stars on that one. I'm not even.
We pulled straws. We pulled straws for our slots. I think I pulled 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I do that every year.
I was pissed the fuck off at that number 2. And if I didn't want to use my name at any point in my life, I was like, no, I can't be number 2 tonight. No. But I had to be number 2. I had everything go wrong, but everything that went wrong ended up being completely right. And I believe that's why I'm still the first winner of Master of the Mic, because you deal with your circumstances. I was second, but I made sure that the last 4 people that went after me or whatever it was at that time, you're going to have hell to pay putting me number 2. And I learned from that night. Facts.
So now, as far as the progression of Master of the Mic, I'm not sure how closely you pay attention, but what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's dope. I'm still I'm impartial to it all. I totally want to see the shows. Like, I get that you were ahead of the time before Corona, where you were doing studio ventures and shit like that. But I still miss the scene where you go to the club and you watch somebody take it off. That part can never, I don't think internet-wise, that can never be duplicated. Being able to look at your peers in their face and look at your fans in their face while you take something that you've worked so hard for. So I love that it's kept going. I just want to see it get back into the heart of the clubs, in the heart of people grinding and selling those tickets and getting their people there to yell their names out, even though that sometimes those people ignorant as fuck, but they're yelling. They got T-shirts, they got their girlfriends, they got boyfriends, whatever the case may be. I want to see it go back to that. But other than that, I've seen it go to California. That shit was dope as fuck. I'm just mad I wasn't invited. But to see that it went all the way to California, so it wasn't. You couldn't be impartial. Whoever won the California show, the Master of the Mic, there was no impartialness. So when Floetic won that was like that's original, because there was nobody here that could have took her over the top. but we've had some people here that are just simply amazing. And every master of the mic, or I should say, every master of the mic, from myself to DQ to Floetic, Everyday Tony, everybody's doing their thing individual, and they're still doing it. So apparently, it does mean something to be master of the mic.
Thank you.
No worries.
That.
I'm very, very proud of all of our winners. I think that everybody has got on to do good things, and I think it's also been a good platform for them to get some of that exposure or you know that little extra boost that they need.
Yeah.
I know you got a lot of write-ups about during Master of the Mic, from just one of the starting rounds to even the finale. I think they showed you a lot of love, so I was happy about that.
Yeah, those write-ups were dope, and just the connections that you made with people. I have people that I'm still working with today, as far as musically is concerned. Master of the Mic gave me the platform where people who wouldn't have normally came to a show, they were there because they were there to see it all, and they saw me, so it helped me get exposed to people that would have never laid eyes on me. So I truly appreciate it, because trust me, my album was a lot longer promotional wise than it should have, just simply because of Master of the Mic.
Yeah, and back then it was a longer process. I'm trying to figure out how to not make it last a whole year, because I think sometimes people, you know, we have ADD, people start to lose interest a little bit, so you got to speed things up. But you know, and that was my guinea pig year, and we ended with a bang, so can't really hate on that.
I just want to say this though. My mother's still mad at Erykah Badu, and we all know why. But you went so far to get the DOC, the role, Erykah Badu, to pay attention to 6 to 8 MCs. Like, nobody had done that, and I told you that before all of the cameras. Nobody had done that until Callie decided to do it. So big ups to Callie, even though she's still giving us opportunities. So big ups to her.
So remember whenever I was trying to get you to do the first round, and you were like, I don't know, and I told you then that I was hoping to get Erykah and DOC to judge the finale. Like, it took me a whole year. I got Erykah. Well, I got Duro first, and then I got Erykah, I think, in November, and then DOC like literally right after Erykah agreed. He was like, all right, I'll do it. So it was like by the skin of, and then it was like, you know, mid to late November when they finally agreed. And then Master of the Mic was like the second weekend in December. So like, that's how much work it took to get those people together. So anyway.
Yeah, we all looked at you at first, that first round. I was like, yo, I'm not into this. I don't do competitions. Like I was just anti everything. And then it was like, okay, I won the first one, then the second one, then the third one. Then it was like, okay, I might want to take myself serious at this point. But Callie put all that shit into fruition, and she manifested it all. And she said she was going to get Badu. And I thought, just like any other promoter, I thought she was lying out the skin of her fucking teeth. I thought she was full of complete bullshit. And then one of the few promoters that I've ever worked with that actually backed up her words. Wow. Sorry, all the fellas that I've ever worked with. She backed that shit up.
Kelly, because real talk, when it comes like to promoters, like I started skeptical and we work up from there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like sure. anything that's said is like, okay, we'll see. You know, because a lot of times, you know, y'all have like a lot of hyperbole and whatnot, but you really built something, you know, special here. You know, so props to you for that.
Oh, thank you. Now, Everyday Tony, you got a spot on, was it Dallas Observer's top 50? Roderick did the.
He was on the best of. Only reason I'm jumping in and clarify that because people always mix up the issues. The issue that comes out. It was best of, and we I tagged them with best rapper in DFW that you never heard of.
So what's it been like since you got that write up? Have you seen anything from that?
No, no, not really. Just a few attaboys. I send it to people I knew, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool." That was pretty much. But I really appreciated it. That was it was very flattering. I really appreciated that.
Well, hopefully, once you drop these albums, you'll probably see a little bit more of a spike
You
in
will.
things because as a consumer myself, it's like if you don't have it, and I tell my best friend she's a great artist, but she doesn't have anything recorded. Long story on that one. But I'm like, when are you going to record something? So in a competition like Master of the Mic, and especially when getting write-ups, if you don't have anything like digital that people can go and see, that probably might be an issue. So once you drop that album, we definitely should start sharing that article again, and then I bet you'll see a lot more results.
Okay.
Now, Roderick, let everybody know kind of what your hands are in because you do a lot of things for a lot of different companies.
Um, Mainly, I'm just a freelance writer and photographer. I've done work for D Magazine, a little bit for the Morning News and other publications, but since 2009, it's primarily been, for the Dallas Observer, um, doing, photography and writing, basically covering nightlife, music, and a little bit of the art scene. I'd say like the last four years and change, I've been more heavily into covering local music, where before it was more covering like the nightlife and clubs and things of that nature. And I did a little bit of music here and there, but I transitioned more now into covering music with my photography and writing. That's the bulk of what I do. So yeah, I mean, I freelance a little bit for everybody. Probably D Magazine is the publication that I've had the second amount of bylines in, but it's been the Observer since October of 2009, man. So yeah.
Well, and I always enjoy your articles, and you definitely ride hard for hip hop. Now, you and I kind of had a conversation. I don't know if you want to talk about it publicly, just
Yeah.
regarding why a lot of journalists don't want to cover hip hop and what makes it hard to really, get people interested in being interested in hip hop, as far as like the different artists and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll speak to that. Like, hip hop is a different animal than any other genre. Like, first and foremost, I've said this before, hip hop is in the world of music, hip hop is the genre that most um that looks closest to like professional sports. You know what I mean? Like, there's no other genre where the competition and the culture of the music is as competitive as it is in hip hop. It's just something that's unique. I think it's what makes the culture and the genre great. I also think that aspect of it causes a lot of problems. You know what I mean? So I'll say this, that I don't care. I mean, it's the truth. Hip hop locally, and I would say like nationally, but since we're just talking about DFW, like, it's the only genre that has so much commotion and drama surrounded around coverage. You know what I mean? And that's not like a knock to like my people. It's not a knock to the genre as a whole. It's just a fact that you will get more, say, why the fuck, like, and like you will get more people that will approach you like y'all are on the street, like in some street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like with asking about when they're gonna get coverage and this and that and the other. There's no other genre where you have to deal with that. I feel that for the most part, um, I'm able to navigate that a little better than others. But I think, like, for example, like Everyday Tony, like I interviewed him and I'm gonna have something coming out on him, and he's been like professional like the whole time, man. Like super professional with his approach all the way, but I will have certain people that will just hit me up like, yo, where the fuck is my article at? You know what I mean? And within hip hop, there is that you have more artists that are entitled and feel that they're owed something. You know what I mean? And that's just a simple fact. Now, I'm not saying that artists in other genres don't get disgruntled and don't feel the same way, but it's not communicated directly with the same level of aggression and unprofessionalism at times. And that's just a fact. You know, I've had people cuss me out behind coverage. This only happened within our culture. And I still cover it because it's dear to my heart, and I believe in the talent in DFW. I think I'll put the talent in DFW up against any other market in the country, man. You know, and I believe that. You know, but there's definitely a lot more drama as it pertains to coverage within this genre, more so than others. And you hear, on top of people approaching you like they are deserved coverage, you also hear like a wide array of these conspiracy theories about how other people go about getting their coverage. You know what I mean? Right. So it's just a crazy world out there to navigate. And I cover all genres. I cover all scenes in this city, so I can speak to it. It's a problem that is more unique to hip hop as a journalist than it is to any others. But I still love it. You know, I'm not going anywhere. But those are facts.
Yeah, and I think being a hip hop promoter, I think we kind of have some of the same problems. I don't necessarily promote for other genres as much. But, you know, even as a promoter, like, I mean, I've basically had somebody threaten to like shoot me, like, and I'm a girl, like, you know, like you're going to kill me. Like, what the fuck, you know, like, but...
Right. That's nonsense. I'm saying, just one other thing I would add to that. When people talk about like the mainstream media outlets, so your Dallas Morning News, you know, your Dallas Observer, your D Magazine, Fort Worth Star Telegram, Fort Worth Weekly, you know what I'm saying? All of those publications, that's the world in which I work in. That world is like blacks and Latinos that work for these publications. I mean, we're like unicorns. We're few and far between.
For sure.
You know what I mean? You know, we are unicorns. There is not that many of us at all, nor has there been, like, just speaking for the Observer, like in the 10 years I've been there. And that's not a knock to them. I'm just stating that, letting people know the real on the demographics. So think about this. If I'm looked at as a person of color who is dealing with the type of drama that we have had before from our own people within my own culture, why would someone, a non-person of color, want to go step in and deal with that drama? They're looking at me like that's his own like people, and look at all of this nonsense he's dealing with. How are they going to deal with me if I do something or say something they don't like? So my point is, when we have people that approach things unprofessionally or have that sense of entitlement, it hurts the genre as a whole in terms of getting wider coverage. Because I'm gonna tell you straight up, they might not say it, but other journalists are just not going to want to deal with you. You know what I mean? We're all overworked and underpaid. Why would someone go out of their way to bring extra drama into their work? That's unnecessary. They can just keep covering rock bands and other genres and not deal with you. You know, it's like you can catch more drama for trying to you can catch more drama for trying to dig in and really, really cover hip hop, versus if I just stuck to other things I covered, it would be, you know, less stressful and less drama.
Oh, there you have it, people. Be more professional and maybe you'll get some coverage.
But yeah,
awesome.
that's an ongoing topic. You know what I mean?
That's definitely something that needs to be heard too. Now, Abby, you're in LA, so I know a lot, everybody else is from Dallas on this feed right now. What would you say the scene is like in LA as far as like unity? Do y'all have that crab in a bucket mentality going on, or have you found that y'all are more or less unified?
Well, you know, I want to respond to a few things y'all said.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. This is your time.
Um, you know, with being a journalist, it's like if you're not like a really good journalist in, let's say, the world of politics or the world of anything, uncovering stories, um, you want to push as hard as like till you get that death threat, right? Like that's what makes you a good journalist is when you get the death threat. So I will just say, you know, you've chosen a business that's what it basically means to be at the top of your field because you can. I've seen journalists. A buddy of mine named Carlos Nino, that used to write for rap pages. He essentially would give everything because of that vitriol. He would give everything he reviewed a positive review, and then people criticized them for not being honest. So it's like you can't win, right? So I think it's important to understand that you have to have a backbone to stand on whatever your principles are and pretty much not give a fuck about, you know, any hate that's coming your way. And then as far as people, yes, maybe there's an element of master of the mic that should be taught, which is to be professional with your colleagues. And you know, you had a statement, Roderick, where you said you look at most promoters as skeptical, and then you'll go from there. Where if it's anything we can learn from this time of isolation is to appreciate everyone's role in our career and how, you know, it's a circle in a hoop that never ends sort of thing. And so because I was the artist for many years and I run how I administrate from an artist's best interest perspective. But it's not till you put on that other hat, no pun intended, that you feel some of that other side, right? So to that I'd say I've grown to look at my promoters, club owners, security, bartenders, tour managers, dancers, DJs, everybody involved as co-workers. We're all co-workers because if we all don't do our job, then this whole thing don't work. That's what went wrong with the weed industry. Everybody was so disconnected. The seller with the pounds never gave a fuck. All they wanted was their money. Soon as they broke it out, but then it's like, wait a minute, I need to test it. You know, I need to weigh it. I need to like the dude need to know it's what it is. It's a lot. It's a lot. And what happened while everybody was disconnected? Monsanto and Big Tobacco and everybody that came in and took all the shit away from you, motherfucker. So if it's nothing else that we can learn going forward, is that we all are co-workers, and you know we got to be rooting for one another. Um, we got to be helping one another. Artists need to be also, you know, active on their social media, doing everything they could do to help the promotion and not just sit because it's not like it was. Okay, the bottom fell out of the industry. Promoters used to get budgets from labels to actually promote the artists. So most promoters who are functioning now are functioning out of a place of love, like Callie D, myself, and others bringing these events because we still care about the culture. So more than any other time in history, people like that need the support from the artists. And unfortunately, artists have to wear more hats and learn how to be more savvy and all those type of things. But you know, you won't even have a reason to do all of that if you can't master the mic first. So she asked me about LA. So I just wanted to say all that. As far as LA and the unity, we are very unified. I mean, Project Blow just celebrated its 25th anniversary, and that's a hell of an accomplishment just to say we've hung together through thick and thin for all these years. And it's a lot of separated scenes within the. I wouldn't say it's all divided. Yes, it's unified, it's connected, but we struggle to get our records played by DJs who we helped turn into the big stars they are now, right? But we go overseas and hear our record. They say we can't play your records in the mix. They don't mix the other clubs, but we go overseas and their DJs are figuring out how to play us on commercial radio, and we're like, oh, it makes us get salty. But you just continue to network. You gotta, and you can't really focus on the media can't save you, right? Um, Spotify can't save you. Like you can figure out how to do all these things and get your Spotify numbers up. That's cool, but that won't save you when it's time to get you on that mic. You still got to be a master of the mic, see? And just being a master of the mic won't save you. You can make a dope song, but if you don't figure out the Spotify shit, you won't be getting no streams. You won't be getting no check. Your check won't be going up. If it don't make dollars, how much sense does it make? So then you know what I'm saying? It's like so you have to it's all about your direct connection with the fans. We as Project Flow, we started off with a PO box on the back of our tape and we used to get letters and we would reply to them. It was like that before that early email inbox fan club type shit. And from there we all you connect even if it's just your friends and fam, you go from there to people around your way feeling you to just you making sure you connect, get email lists, connect with people, and you make enough noise on your own, you make enough noise online, you make enough noise with people reposting your shit, the media gonna have to fuck with you. They gonna have to cover you whether you an asshole or not. Right. How about that?
Right.
So you all that begging, all that I wouldn't. We Project Blow. We would. Don't worry, brother. We would never be the ones calling you talking about where's our coverage at. We'll be out there in the streets making some shit happen to where if you ain't covering it, then your shit ain't covering what's really happening in LA. And that's who still to this day. I don't care who you ask. Snoop, Will I Am, Jimmy Iovine. Ask anybody, any Adrian Miller who's behind Anderson Paak, big exec out here. Ask them all. Ask anybody. Ask DJ Quick. Ask Warren G. Ask Run motherfucking C. Ask Chuck D. Ask anybody. Ask Nipsey Hussle, peace be upon him, when he was alive, because he gave out his backpacks right in front of Project Blow one time. Ask ask Ava DuVernay, ask Oprah, ask anybody you want to. Where do you come for the real shit in LA? On the news out here, when shit happen, they always flash to Lamert. Like, this is what the black people think. You feel me? We ain't on our knees asking no media for no coverage.
Yeah,
and they be at our shit. So all artists out there need to concentrate on their movement and being true in the art that they're making and doing it and connecting with the people who want to hear it and building from there on, no matter how small that audience is, and just continuing to love that shit and have belief, and obviously figuring out your livelihood, which everybody out here is pretty good at doing. Like if they got to work aside, and I noticed that out there too. But then out here, people are a little bit better than I see than a lot of other places in the country at like really putting that time in that it takes to build that career, not just like being good with the day job,
right?
And not going as hard with the art, with the career. So out here, there's that sense that like if you do feel that window or that little opportunity, people and artists seem to try to take it more serious. And I love it because it like provides a big talent pool to just kind of pull from and work with people who are representing themselves as really being serious and taking their art serious.
Not yet.
And real quick, go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead and reply, but if Alsace can hear me, we're going to give her a couple of words because she's got to get off the feed.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, Alsace, let us know kind of what you've been up to, how's COVID treating you and all that kind of good stuff. And I think you've already given some pretty good advice to any artists that are interested in being an artist, period.
My girl.
But yeah, just any last words that you have and maybe some more of advice to the upcoming competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one, how has COVID been treating me? Well, I'm a natural recluse, so I appreciate COVID giving me a reason not to fucking come outside and just be in the house and work from home. Like, I've been waiting for my job to let me work from home, and I love this shit. I hate people, and I'm not playing. I'm really not playing. I really don't like people, but I tolerate them. So COVID has given me time to kind of like a reset, to be honest with you. Just a reset, musically, financially, mentally, spiritually. Don't worry about my background. My best friend don't give a fuck about what's going on right now. But as far as music is concerned, I would say that what I'm working on is just paying attention to what has been going on. So while everyone thinks that I'm super quiet, there's always a 12 gauge just loaded and cocked ready to blast off. That's just who I am as an artist. I just creep up and I do shit. Like it'll just be like, I just felt like demolishing people today. But I'm also paying attention to the people that I respect and admire, and that doesn't have to do with age or how long you've been in the game. But if you're bringing dope music, trust and believe, I will support you. Um, I can't wait to when all of this kind of subsides. The one thing I do miss from Corona is being able to go to an event, see some dope new artists, and just enjoy their energy. Look around, see their fans, see them enjoying the music. That's the part that I miss the most. I miss live music. I miss live events. I miss kind of fellowshipping with my brothers and sisters in not only hip hop but jazz, R&B, rock, soul, all of that. But my last parting words to any MC: um, trust your gut, release your music. Um, Something that has been a flaw of mine is not releasing shit as I second guess it and second guess it and second guess it and second guess it until it's no longer relevant for the sound of today. Um, and if you are so fortunate to come across somebody who gives a fuck to give their opinion, it is up to your discernment to find out if they're being genuine. But there are a lot of people, like everyone on this particular Zoom meeting, if they are so gracious to give you their opinion, it's coming from love, it's coming from experience, it's coming from shit. I'm trying to save you 2 to 3 years off of your career. Just sit down and fucking listen and don't think that you got all the answers. Um, uh, and I guess the last thing I would say is fucking have fun with your music. The moment that you stop having fun with your music, you ain't in it no more. And that's the real of it. I'm finally back in a place where I'm having fun with this shit. I'm just trying to not cuss so much in my music no more. So, shout out to everybody on this post. Everyday Tony, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, but I will say this: you are master of the mic for a reason. So use that to your advantage. Ball that out, because if you use that term so much throughout the year, they can't deny it, but always remember that there's another master of the mic coming behind you, and then your title doesn't mean so much when you get to master of the mic 6, master of the mic 7. So use your title and use it well. To Rod, thank you so much for shit. Writing up about people, speaking life into our music, understanding our music and lyrics from places that most niggas don't even listen to music like that no more. We don't even have that where people listen to full albums and critique it. We don't have that 5 mics from the source or nothing like that. To Abstract Ruth, thank you for coming down for years at this point. I've seen him come down years and years and years, supporting shows, letting us perform. Thank you for doing your thing, Cali D. Shit, everybody's still in disbelief of what you were able to do. So thank you. Keep doing that shit. Everybody's gonna still talk they shit, but fuck them. They don't know. So my last parting words is have fun, do music, stay true to you. And Sace, hit me up, man. Just if you got questions, Everyday Tony, I see you right now. Don't be fucking nervous. Get your ass back on that stage as soon as outside open. First of all, let like 10 to 15 other niggas perform first to see if they die first. That's my real life advice to you. And then you come and you kill the stage. Don't let no awkward silence be there. And even if you gotta place people in the crowd that respond to you, do whatever you gotta do to make you comfortable until you know that the stage is yours. Any stage I come to, it's mine. So don't ever perform with me because I'm going to demolish it because it's mine. And that's how you have to look at it. Your stage is your stage, no matter if you open for somebody, if it's your night, or if you're just sharing it with a whole bunch of MCs. Your 15, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, that's yours. So at the end of the day, demolish that shit. Stop second guessing your set. You're master the mic for a reason. Use it. Cause I know I did. So shout out to everybody, but I gotta go. My people was here and I got whiskey on ice.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and put a little break in and get our cameras all set up, and then we'll let the rest of you give your last words as well, okay?
Cool.
What up? Peace.
All right now.
I don't know how to end this.
For the love of money. Gotta make that money, man. That money, man, it's still the same now. Gotta make that money, man. That money, man, it's still the same now. Gotta make that money, man. That money, man, it's still the same now. Gotta make that money, man. That money, man, gotta get on the grind.